Okay, looks like we're live. Hey guys, welcome back to another Mods Weekly Rundown. We got some good ones to talk about this week, some things that people have been looking forward to, I'm sure. Let me pull the chat up here real quick. Is it showing multiple? That's weird. We're gonna bring the chat box over here so I can actually see it in case anybody does pop in and have questions or comments. All right, so let's talk about mods this week. We got some good stuff, as I'm sure you have noticed. If you haven't, I'm sure you're noticing it right now on my screen. So we got Yagdam had an update, Von Biomes had an update, Zatara, as usual, had some updates, and then Clan Retrofits, that's a recent mod that came out. We've talked about that before, had an update this week. And then there's some other stuff here. So real quick, let's go in, and I apologize, I did not necessarily have time to look at what was the new mods this week. Some of them look pretty. I did look through the updates, but not the new ones. So Emerald Drake, that's obviously a new mech mod. Let's see, high quality model made. I'm not familiar with that mech though. Let's take a look at that real quick. Looks cool. Is that a medium mech? Anyways, that's a cool looking mech though. I like that. That model is really nice. Non-canon Emerald Drake to the Inner Sphere. So I'm not sure. It doesn't say anywhere what the tonnage is. It's not going to show a mech bay image, is it? Huh. Okay. Well, it would be cool if you told me at least what the tonnage was. It's non-canon though, so it depends how you guys feel about that. Very interesting though. It just does not have tonnage info. Ha! Maybe you guys could let me know if you're familiar with the mech, or you know anything about the mod or have used it. Let me know what the tonnage of that mech is, because it doesn't look big, right? I mean, it's obviously not an assault mech, I would guess, but it could be a smaller heavy mech, like maybe a 70 tonner. I don't know. Looks about that size. Anyways, cool looking new mod there, so check that out. Limb resize equipment. Vanilla adds equipment kits that allows mechs limbs to be scaled by given percentage affecting stats of said limbs with trade-offs to that. Interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Sounds a little odd, but yeah, I don't know. Check it out. Let me know what you think. MechWarrior VR HUD display. This is obviously for the VR experience. It adds a HUD. Exporting the HUD screens from your MFDs to another monitor, or onto your MFDs or another monitor. That's interesting. That's pretty cool. So if you play VR, you might want to check that out as well. Now then, let's look at updates this week. So we'll jump right into the big ones. We got Yagdam this week. Yet another goddamn mech mod had an update. This is kind of a big one. We've been waiting for this ever since the DLC dropped, I believe. Or maybe it was the update right after DLC drop. But anyways, Yagdam was taken off of Nexus. It's been worked on slowly but surely in the background. And we finally have a new release post DLC 7. Now, the mod is now being split into two separate downloads. So technically two separate mods, I suppose. You have Yagdam with Inner Sphere content, and then Yagdam with the clan content. Or clan mechs, I should say. So any clan mech chassis. There is some clan content, technically, that's still in the original file. But make sure you grab both files if you want to have both of those, okay? This is something new. You now have two downloads with Yagdam. But we do have Yagdam again, which is pretty cool. I know a lot of people really like this mod, especially the Super Heavies. I myself, big fan of the Super Heavies from this mod. So big thank you to Empress Daystar for this stuff. And anybody else that's been helping her with creating the mod and updating it. Zatara, we'll mention these real quick. So you got added some super champions and the super corsair to the Zatara super heavy mechs, and then Zatara clan super heavy mechs had some bug fixes, I believe. Yeah, fixed ammo or something with one of them. So nothing new there, just some bug fixes on the clan super heavies. Then let's move into Von Biomes. Von Biomes version 26 had an update. So it the new version 26. Not Von Biomes had an update to version 26. This is the Moon's update, I guess you could call it. Basically what it does, we get a new biome, Moon City, which is really cool. I'm looking forward to checking that. I love the moon biomes. If you guys have watched me play, I'm a big fan of them. I've often complained though that the moon biomes only appear with night biome, or a night skybox, and I've always said that that's a little weird because moons also have a day side, and you could definitely be playing on the moon during the day. I don't know if Von Seiten was listening to me or if he just had the same idea or what, but we now have daytime skyboxes with the moon biomes, all the moon biomes. So he goes into detail a little bit here, but basically you now have access to the new Moon City biome as well as daytime for all the other moon biomes. Really cool stuff there. Yeah, that's huge, man. I'm a big fan of moon biomes. Moon City, I think, is going to be really cool. I can't wait to check that out. You also get a few other things with this update. So the Leopard cockpit now has a new view. When you're in orbital view, you can see a lot of different stuff going on. You'll see a dropship convoy carrying all your different mech chassis when you got a whole bunch of mechs. A lot of other stuff going on in the orbits. So, you know, it's just kind of a cool feature. Check that out. Quick note here, if the new orbit animation dropships are not appearing, please be sure to save your Von Biomes mod option. So go into mod options and save it at least once, and then restart the game just so the game starts up with all the right settings. There's some more stuff going on with lighting and weather as well, some fixes and updates there. And then since the new version has changed some of the many calculations under the hood, it's highly recommended that you check your mod options, and it is always best to start with the standard options if you're unsure. So he does mention all of those here. Make sure you're checking that out. I'm definitely gonna have to check that out and make sure I'm still using the correct settings. I've messed with that so many times, you know, over time. Who knows what I'm on now. If you do not have mod options installed, there's a link there. But anyways, really cool stuff. Big update for Von Biomes. We get a new biome there and lots of changes to the orbital view and existing moon biomes. So really cool stuff there. The last mod that I want to talk about today is going to be the clan retrofits. I mentioned this at the beginning. We've talked about it recently because it was a new mod in January, I believe it was. So we got an update to it here, mostly dealing with skins, it sounded like. BH3, so Bounty Hunter 3 and the Godzilla are both in the hero mechs for purchase list, so now you can find those in the stores. Clan retrofit skins have now been modified to use silver metal instead of gunmetal black. Okay, anyway, skin stuff, like I was saying, Jade Falcon Delta skins again, Clan Wolf skins for Hunchback. The BH3 skin is now tagged as a hero skin, and then 5 out of 6 hero mechs have had their loadouts modified to use tier 1 weapons instead of tier 6, making them DLC 7 independent. So like the Marauder BH3 remains DLC 7 due to its clan spec targeting computer, however. So just some updates there to that mod. If you're using this, which I would recommend it, go ahead and update that mod as well. Other updates this week that might be worth mentioning. Hold on, we got one more. There was only 10 of them before. So this one had an update 47 minutes ago. Why didn't that would have appeared before? I don't know. Anyway, so we got an update for Battletech 3015 just now. Slower combat compared to the original. So if you're using that mod, there you go. You got an update for it. MechWarrior VR had an update. Didn't check to see what it was, but I guess we can look real quick. Map screen had a fix. Uploaded latest source. So not much there. A fix to the map screen if you're having issues with it. We talked about just about everything else, I believe. Battletech 3015 and gameplay overhaul. So there's 2 of those. But they're not the same author, so I guess they're separate mods. I had seen this Battletech 3015 thing, but yeah, this one is the gameplay overhaul. This one is tactical combat, so make sure you're, if you're using one of those, make sure you're updating the correct one, I guess. So anyways, guys, not a whole lot to talk about this week. You know, things have kind of slowed down a little bit at this point with the mod, so not a lot to talk about each week as we go on. I may consider just doing like every other week with these mod weekly rundowns, so it wouldn't really be weekly anymore. But there's just not that much to talk about on a weekly basis anymore. I mean, it's like not even one full page of mod updates and whatnot to talk about. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Still have not played our co-op game. We should be playing this coming week. So hopefully I can get some recordings from that and put them out for you guys. I know it's been a long time since I've given you anything to watch. I apologize for that. I'm gonna try and get something done this week on that with the co-op play at least. So hopefully that happens. Anyways, as always, let me know in the comments if you have any news or questions or anything that you want to bring up, and I will do my best to either mention it in the following stream or answer it if it is a question. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Till then, have a good one.